Allow me, if you will, to take you on a journey to a town that may resemble your own. Sleepy streets, foggy mornings, nosy neighbors, and of course, apple pie. You won't find it on any maps, though, for it's a combination of our collective nostalgic memories of what a small American town was supposed to be, but in reality, never was. Our collective Mayberry. Except that it's not. It's KOllOK. And before I go any further, I'd like to give this opportunity for our passengers, even without introduction, to share with you what they might currently be feeling.
Man, this is getting crazier and crazier. I'm all for an adventure, but this is getting out of hand. There was people that had their throats literally hanging by their neck. The blood, the pus, the smell. These are things I can't forget. At one point, I thought Billy was gonna die. I could have cared less about all these guys when I first met them. But now, I don't want to lose them. And we keep getting in crazier and crazier situations. And if this is all on me, there's something I have to do. I have to figure this out. I don't want anyone to get hurt.
Billy's thoughts. All this weird shit's really starting to get to me. Real people are getting hurt. Everyone's gonna think that Mrs. Grace was crazy, but if she's crazy, I'm crazy. Yeah, she was holding people captive down in her basement, but the cats were controlling her. Or maybe your dead husband, who seems like he was a real bad dude. Ultimately, Miss Grace died trying to save us, like in a really gross and awful way that will probably be burned in my mind for the rest of my life. Just hope Sky and Mickey and Marcus are okay. Some of this stuff is too heavy even for me, and I know I'm bad at processing emotions. The town might thank us for helping free these people, but I don't feel right about any of it. Especially after making a deal with whatever this thing is in my head. Now it seems like I might have more power, so I think it was a good deal. I wonder if it will come back to haunt me later. Not something I can be concerned with or regretful about right now, though. Gotta go. Bye.
God, is there not a single person we can save? How in the world are we ever going to save ourselves? We got Bucket and the others out of that house, but some of them barely looked half alive. That place. That woman. What evil force did she piss off to deserve a fate like that? She didn't deserve it. That's the part that scares me the most. Do we really have any control over what's happening in this town? Is this just some big game that's going to end the same way no matter what we do? And how is it going to end? What'll be our fate?
I saw so much today. I saw a woman die after being controlled. I saw an attack of squirrels and cats. I saw naked bodies with slit throats. So much. And yet, the scariest part of all is that I don't know what's going to happen when my parents get here. We hardly talk, and to now have to talk with them about something like this, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Just as much as I now know what to say about the fact that I saw a vision of my sister, who's been gone for years, who could be dead or not. I don't know. It's hard to tell with these things. But we never talk about her, and I don't know if I should say anything about her to them. And now, in addition to having a squirrel that I can talk to, I now have a voice in my head, Agent Bucket. He can talk through me, which he now seems like he might need to, seeing he's one of the people that was captured, whose throat was taken. I just remember just being a guy just going to school, playing sports, and trying to stay hidden, but I can't be hidden much longer in this town.
Well, now that you're caught up on all things passenger related, let me remind you, I am your chauffeur on the Cerebral Highway, and you, all of you, are my passengers. I work for you. This is a promise. For any hitchhikers that we may have picked up along the way, let me remind you, keep your seatbelts buckled, hands inside the vehicle, and ask questions if you have them. We will do our best to accommodate your version of reality. Do my passengers have any questions before we hit the road?
No. Nope.
Good. Roll the intro.
Hello, and welcome to KOllOK, America's heart. Life is generally easy in KOllOK. The spirit of our small town is built around enjoying life despite our technological empire. KOllOK is like Paris. Art, music, and treasures of life are not just incidental. They are central to the spirit of our little town. This is a special gift for visitors and those who live in our vast green valley. KOllOK's natural beauty can be thanked to the peaks that tower over us in our four corners, shielding us from the elements. Spend the day at Crater Lake, fed by the ever-flowing Riley River, America's heart. Enjoy our historic Main Street, or take a tour of our world-famous Shepard's Winery. My favorite. KOllOK prides itself in being a world leader in renewable energy and advanced medicine. All thanks to our most famous attraction, Synchroneity Tech. Many new families find their home in KOllOK. Brought in to fill one of the country's most exciting genetic research facilities, many open roles. Science is at the very soul of KOllOK, unlike anywhere else in the world. Gated by nature itself.
We begin again. 3 p.m., March 7th, 1991. At least, for the moment, that's what we believe. We are in a place that our passengers do not remember arriving. Well, at least not yet. It's quite foggy. After the visually traumatizing events that took place at the unfortunately late Jaina Grace's home, our passengers waited, in shock, with the KOllOK Police Department. They waited for their legal guardians to arrive. Not surprisingly, given the relative size of KOllOK and the events that had been taking place in the days prior, the world was on your doorstep. The town, for all intents and purposes, dropped everything: school, local government, services, all to marvel at the destruction that was the Grace House, from their comfort of 100 feet away, barricaded by yellow tape. The survivors of the tragedy, already writing down and corroborating their stories, that this, in fact, was due to the heroism of 4 brave kids. Now, though despite Agent Bucket's best, albeit silent, efforts, the police and released captives were already forming a blame on that of Jaina Grace. The only way to explain the unexplainable is to direct the blame on someone. That someone wears the face of an illusion that only our passengers and Agent Bucket were able to see through. The first parental unit to arrive on the scene were the Bennetts. While Marcus's mother comforted him, his father walked past the barricade and entered the house. Sky, you watched them enter, or him enter, through the open front door. From your vantage point, you were able to see down the hallway to the open basement door. You watched as he walked over the bone and blood littered ground to those basement stairs. You also watched as he returned just moments later from that basement stairway with a look of determination and fear covering his face. He walked with a purpose towards Marcus's mother. He whispered in her ear, "You remember, Sky Hawkins, the look of her face as she scanned the crowd in horror, her eyes meeting your own. And now, you find yourself here, in the White Room. The room is spacious, solid white, and empty, except for a lone desk. There's a door on the opposing side of that domed room, and you now realize as you look around, you're all wearing identical white scrubs. Your possessions no longer with you. No blood under your fingernails. You've been scrubbed clean. As you look closely at that desk on the opposing side of the room, you realize there's a small reflection of your own. There's a thick piece of plastic glass that separates you from that desk and the door on the other side. To the right of the desk, there's a small door, more like a window, an airlock from one side to the next. You can spot no exit for your persons. No idea how you ended up here, but this is where you are.
Does anybody remember how we got here?
Hello? Hello?
What the hell is this place?
Are we dead?
What is his outfit? Just...
I want to go home. I can't be in here anymore. Hello?
You hear the sound on the opposing side of the glass, and when you hear that sound, you recognize how strange it is. It lets you know that even though there's thick plastic glass there, there's speakers in the room, something allowing the sound on the other side to transfer through to you. You hear the sound of the doorknob opening, this click-clack sound of shoes as they enter the room, bouncing off the white concrete floor. You see a very tall, charming, and handsome man wearing an open suit with a clipboard as he walks towards the desk, sits down. Yes, hello. Please, come forward.
What the hell is going on?
I'm sure you have questions.
No, I don't have questions. I'm pissed.
I understand.
Who's changing my clothes? Why am I here? Where's my parents?
Your parents are right outside.
Let me see them.
Well, that's not going to be an option.
You need to let us out of here. I need to get out of here.
One moment. Here, let me explain.
Hurry up.
I'm Frank. Frank Hartley. I'm a tech here at Synchroneity. You're currently being held under quarantine.
Synchroneity.
You're gonna need to talk faster because I need to go home.
I understand that, but we're still running some tests to make sure that you...
What's wrong with us?
What's a quarantine?
Oh, well, you've been placed under quarantine because it's been believed that you might have been exposed
Like an
to
ET.
some agents of
What kind of
danger.
agents? What kind of agents?
Bacteria, possibly. I don't know too much.
Okay.
I have a checklist here I'm supposed to go through with you.
Okay, one, again, you reference E.T. Very interesting guy. And two, what about my parents? They work here. They both work here. So,
Yes, it's your mother that notified us of the situation.
my mom put us here?
For your own safety, yes.
Where's my dad? I want to call my mom.
Your parents are outside.
So
I
how
wanna
long
see
do we
them.
have to be here?
As long as it takes us to finish running the tests. I have a checklist. I can ask you some questions. Maybe it can help illuminate the situation you're currently in. It will help us, too.
What did my parents do that would make them put us in here like this?
What do you mean, what would it make them...
Like, why would they be in charge of something like this?
They're not in charge. They just notified the proper channels that there should be concern.
What are your questions?
Are you currently experiencing migraines or dizzy spells?
No.
I'm sorry to jump right through. We already have all your private information from your parental units outside, so we've got that covered. So I'm just going to go right.
No.
No
We're not-
migraines
no.
or...
None of this.
Do you suppose? Do you feel any hotness or swelling, any sort of fever of any kind?
No.
What is that supposed to mean?
Do you or don't you? Let's get through with this.
No.
That's a weird question. Have you been experiencing any visions or hallucinations?
No.
Definitely not.
No.
Define hallucinations.
I guess, just to be clear, I'm not really supposed to go past the, what's written.
Start talking and faster.
I'm sorry, I feel like we got off on the wrong foot.
Yeah, we did.
I'm here to help. I want to make sure that you all are okay so you can go home.
What kind of hallucinations?
I guess, have you been seeing things out of the ordinary? Things that you wouldn't consider normal, I guess.
But they might,
Marcus.
the whole thing they did in the woods, they might know something.
I don't know what he's talking about.
What about visions at the house where you found us? I might have seen something there.
Okay, I'll note that. Can you elaborate a little bit?
I don't want to tell you. It's something I would need to tell my parents. It's very personal.
I'll make note of
But
that.
I will say that, yes,
sure.
I may have seen something.
You got it.
How do we
Marcus,
know that
thank
you're
you.
helping us?
I guess you don't. I can't even imagine, honestly, the situation that you're in right now. I'm gonna get in trouble for even.
You can't imagine it, and you won't let us talk to our parents, and you're not giving us any answers.
Well, no, I mean.
What
some of
the
your
hell
parents
is going on?
You can talk to. Unfortunately, I can't allow your parents in here because they're not employees of. You see the whole.
Mine are.
Yes, and
Yeah.
we've talked to your mother, and she'll be here shortly.
My dad works for Synchroneity.
Not technically.
He works
that I
security.
Well, that's outside the premises. This is a closed-off facility for everyone's safety. We're just making sure that all the proper channels are being followed here. And like I said, I shouldn't even really be telling you all this. I'm just supposed to follow the list. I'm just a tech.
Then get on with the list.
Oh, you know what? I think that dizzy spell that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah?
I'm thinking I'm having a little bit, and I want to like bend over and then see if I can reach to Agent Bucket from my head.
Marcus Bennett leans over in an attempt to contact Agent Bucket, who he discovered in the last adventure that he in fact has some sort of mental leak with the agent. Marcus will roll his charm, difficulty of 5.
Okay. Turn. 7.
Continue.
Oh, man, it's so dizzy. Oh, I'm gonna bucket. I need a bucket.
Now,
I might puke.
Marcus Bennett realizes in that moment he doesn't need to speak out loud. This is, in fact, a mental communication.
Fair enough. Until then,
Marcus.
Agent Bucket?
Marcus, hello. I've been trying to reach out to you.
Agent Bucket, we're in the...
What's going on?
We're in Synchroneity right now. They brought us over from the house. Well, this person is like asking us a bunch of questions. My parents apparently put us here.
Yes, I know. I tried to stop them. Unfortunately, I was unable to do so. I'm
So can we
pulling
trust
every
this?
string that I can right now to make sure I can get in to see you.
So can we trust this guy then?
No.
We can't trust him.
Of course not.
So
I'm doing everything in my power to repay the favor and remove you from the cell like you removed me from mine. But so far, I've been fairly unsuccessful. I think I might be able to get in to speak to you, but all of my attempts to remove you from the facility have so long come up short. This appears to go higher than I even thought.
So what do we do about this guy? Just keep stalling? Don't answer his questions? Like how do we keep him away from us from getting information?
I do not know, Marcus. Hopefully, if you collaborate with this individual, they will not result in more extreme measures. I would say do what you must to stay safe, but I am on my way. Is there anything you need?
Well, there is one thing. Apparently, Jacob Jewell signed some contract that then was signed by Rachel Jewell that now has Sky's name on it.
Yes.
We have the contract with Rachel and Sky, but we don't have the original contract from Jacob Jewell. We need that so we can figure out what exactly is everything that's connected.
I have it.
You have it?
Are you sure that this is something you want to see?
We need it. Sky apparently has some debt to pay, and it goes out in a few days, and we're really worried about it. There's some mention of pounds of flesh. It's very scary, and we want to make sure that she's going to be safe. Because if she's not enough, we don't know if any of us could also be next. We need to know how to stop this contract. Stop this debt that needs to be paid.
Okay, Marcus. I owe you that much. Thank you, and just hang on. I will be there soon.
You okay, Marcus?
So you're feeling some kind of strange...
You know what? I drank a lot of Yoo-Hoos earlier, and you know how that sugar gets to you? You know, sometimes I can't trust some things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, everything's fine. And same with that whole dizzying, the hallucination thing. It was the Yoo-Hoos.
So you're not...
No. Totally fine. We're all totally fine.
I don't like Yoo-Hoo.
Oh, okay.
I'm not fine. I want to go home. I'm not answering any more of your questions.
Well, there's not that many, and I just want to get through this so I can report to my supervisor, and then
You know, I
hopefully
have
they
a
can...
lawyer. His name is Tobias Slater. Maybe call him. I'm not answering any more of your questions.
I was unaware that you had legal representation, but at the same time, you do understand you're not arrested, right?
Then why can't we leave?
You're quarantined. There's a big difference. You might actually present a danger to others in your current state.
I could see that. I'm feeling like I'm a little bit dangerous right now. Like I could snap someone's neck or punch out their face. I don't know. I feel very frustrated and angry right now.
Sir, you have to understand.
Okay, well, I'm
we've
gonna.
been through a lot.
Well, I understand that, but that was actually one of the questions, so I'm gonna skip ahead on the list here. How long
But
have you
that's
been
just
having?
normally how I am.
So you've always experienced episodes of intense.
Only when
Visions
people are
of-
stupid.
Let me reframe the question. How long have you been experiencing visions of violence?
I think from the minute I opened my eyes and I found out someone had changed my clothes and washed my body and put me in a room that I didn't willingly put myself in. So very, very recently. Very recently.
Your parents are aware of where you are.
My parents don't dictate who I am or how I feel.
Well,
You keep saying that as if it matters to me.
Miss, unfortunately, according to the law, as an individual under the age of 18, unless you file for some sort of release from your parents, that they do, in fact, have dictation over where you currently are in this moment. And even outside of that, if this was...
Well, why are you asking us these questions? What are you trying to find out about us from this quarantine?
How about you answer a few of ours instead? What happened back there? What kind of virus or whatever could we be quarantined?
Ask you that question. That's on my list here. If you could recall everything that may have happened inside of that house.
What makes you think that we need to be quarantined from that house?
I'm not supposed to talk about it.
Well, it's hard for us to answer a question if we don't know where the information is coming from to answer said question.
I'm just a tech. I don't want to get in trouble.
But we just are trying to figure out the same information you are. I would like to roll my charm to see if I can get him to say whatever he doesn't want to say.
Difficulty of 12, Marcus Bennett, for the charming of this technician who's trying to do his job.
Can we combine charms?
Technically you could, but that is done through tokens.
Okay.
Someone else could try to charm if you fail.
Well, it don't matter, because I got a 3.
I'll try charming.
Look, Mr. Bennett, I know your parents, and I would have to answer to them if I don't finish this survey, so I would kindly
Then go answer to them.
Yeah.
Tell them
why
we don't
here.
want to talk to you anymore.
That's why I'm here.
I'd like to reevaluate the way we've been talking to each other. Obviously, we're going nowhere really quick. I'm angry. Mickey's angry. I don't know what the heck is going on with Marcus. He seems a little high. Billy,
Never even done the weed.
I'm angry too.
he's... Oh, well, I don't know about him ever, actually. So, we just want to get out of here. And, maybe you can help us.
The way I can help you is doing my job.
But
That's what I'm here to do. I'm not your enemy. I understand that you're in a bad situation. I can't even imagine what it must be like to experience something like you did.
Oh, yeah? Have you ever experienced a cat and squirrel brawl? Have you ever experienced a woman clawing herself to basically death? Have you ever experienced a bunch of naked people coming out of cages with their throats slit,
Marcus,
taken
can
out?
you shut up?
What? He wants to know. I'm giving him the information. Apparently they got to know something, the reason why we're here. They wouldn't just have us here unless they already know stuff anyway.
The door opens once again, and you hear the sound of clacking on the floor. This time, though, you recognize the sound of a woman's heels coming into the room. And as you look up from this desk, you see your mother. Shoot. Behind her, your mother. As the two enter the room, wearing long white lab coats. As your mother, Marcus, speaks up immediately. That'll be enough. Frank, give me your questionnaire. I'll continue from here. We've heard enough. Thank you. I did the best I could. I mean, maybe you could tell them why they're here and they'll stop being so unruly. That'll be enough. Thank you. As she takes the papers from him and he exits the room. And before he closes the door, he does give the four of you kind of a long stare before the door closes. And the two in front of you slowly turn.
this is bullshit. I want to talk to Dad.
What is going on here, Mom?
Sky, introduce me to your friends.
No. Introduce yourself. You're an adult. You're like controlling things, doing things. Go ahead.
You can refer to me as Miss Hawkins. Dr. Hawkins. And you can refer to me as Dr. Bennett. And he is correct. I brought you all here,
Why?
as is protocol.
Do my parents know?
Yes,
Are they here?
they're outside.
Can they come in?
No.
Why? Are you going to tell us why we can't go home?
You've already been told that you are currently under quarantine.
But why?
For what?
Dr. Hawkins stands and kind of ushers Dr. Bennett to the side. Because you were exposed to things, miss. Things that someone like you shouldn't be exposed to. And we would like to know what those things were, get to the bottom of this, and make sure no one else ever has to live through what you've lived through. Marcus, your father... I'm sorry, we haven't met. I'm Dr. Hawkins. Your parents speak very highly of you.
Great. I know your daughter.
Yes.
I mean, I know her,
Now, we were quite surprised to see that you all have been hanging out together. What
Science project.
Wait, what's that
It's a-
supposed to mean?
What brought you to that house, that specific house? Marcus and Sky, I'm talking to Marcus right now.
She didn't even say anything.
It's my mom.
Oh,
Piece of work.
like her already.
I don't.
We were trying to help with some cats. There's a lady. I'm sure you've already seen her body.
Why?
I don't know. It's just something happened. She came up to Billy and said like he was.
When, where, and why? You understand from our position, our children show up at a woman's house, and according to the people freed from inside, saved them. Like they were on a mission to help them. How did you even know? What did you see? Why were you there? How do you know this Grace woman? What did she do to you? The amount of questions that we have in this moment are vast. Now,
But
it
we
is very
saved-
difficult for me to ask questions as a scientist first.
Why aren't we being hailed as heroes? We went in there, we saved people.
Yeah, and it
We
seemed-
saw someone die. You're not. You're supposed to be our parents. You're supposed to care about us. This is so fucked up. We're just lab rats. We're not even people at this point. What is the point of this?
Dr. Bennett steps forward. She kneels down at the glass, making herself low to the ground, looking at you. I want to help you. I believe that you saw things in there that no one should ever have to see. My husband, Dr. Bennett as well. He found something inside. Something our team has been keeping track of. And the effects that it may have on people. Did you see it?
Was it a symbol?
Dr. Bennett lowers her head, stands back up, turns. You can't see the look on her face, but you recognize the look that your mother gives as she walks forward, that they share a glance.
What symbol? What did you see in that house?
Why?
What is that?
Why did you turn away? What does it mean?
Okay, honey, I know we don't always see eye to eye. I understand that. I know you wish your father was here right now. And that he could help you in some way. Believe me, he wishes that too. But as the provider for our family, And I would appreciate your respect right now. And your trust that I am doing everything in my power to make sure that my daughter goes home. To us. To your home. I want that. Sky, I really do. I need to know what brought you to that house. And I need to know what you saw, if you saw anything. These are serious matters. Things Dr. Bennett and their team have been looking into. It's wise that we take them seriously.
I don't think any of us aren't taking it seriously. Just haven't even had a second.
I saw my sister.
Dr. Bennett turns and walks up to the glass. No, you...
I saw my sister.
No, you didn't.
When we
Marcus.
went to the house,
Marcus,
everything
this
turned
is
to
not
woods
cute.
around us. And I saw her. I saw Laura.
Marcus.
She had continued to age since we missed her, but she mentioned that she could or could not be dead, but I saw her. I talked to her. When I got close to her, she disappeared, but I saw her.
Marcus, you didn't see her.
I did.
Listen to him.
Did you guys see anything? Because I saw my sister. I saw Laura. I don't know if it was just my imagination or if it was
It
that
was
she's still
the
alive.
house.
But what is
Marcus,
that?
that's what I'm trying to tell you. You've been exposed. And this confirms what we were worried about.
But that could mean that she might still be out there, Mom. I know you don't want to talk about her
You
anymore.
want her to be out there, Marcus, but she's
and
not.
you want me to forget her. And I'm not going to. The whole reason we're here is because of her. Or because we lost her. And you expect me to forget that? I can't do that. And the fact that I saw her in the woods, that means something. We're always talking about people that we supposedly remember, but that somehow go missing. And now there might be other people in danger because of that. And you expect me not to think about that?
I don't expect you to not think about it. I would never ask that of you. And I don't want you to forget her. I want you to live a life.
Well, this is not a life.
Make your own. You're just like your father. You have to let her go.
I won't.
If she wanted to come back, she would come back.
How would she even know where to find us? We're not even where we used to be. The moment she was gone, you left LA. We left everything. You just forgot that she existed the day that she was gone.
That's not how it happened. You just don't remember it correctly, Marcus. You were young. There's a lot you don't know.
Really? You seem to be very conveniently okay with all of this. Did you know anything about it?
I know that I can't. I can't.
Just hope there's no contract with my name on it.
Excuse me?
Nothing. Sorry. Spoke out of turn.
Dr. Hawkins puts a hand on her shoulder and steps forward. Marcus, continue.
What? I didn't say anything.
You said contract with your name on it.
Yeah?
In reference to what?
I don't know. Is that something you've heard of before?
Again,
Out of due respect, Ms. Hawkins.
the
don't
two
wanna-
doctors share a glance.
Listen, this is all sounding like a whole lot of crap. What is the symbol, and what do you know that you're not telling us?
I've seen that symbol in other places. I've seen it around town.
Dr. Bennett turns, giving you her full attention. You can see them.
What does it mean?
Where?
On a tent? Some homeless guy's tent?
You saw them?
The symbol?
Yes.
I saw it in the basement. On the steel beam. What does it mean if I can see them? Is there something wrong with me?
It means you have been exposed.
Well, what happens now?
That's what we're trying to figure out, my team.
I'm still the same person. I'm still Sky Hawkins. Mom, I'm still your daughter.
Your mom has turned her back, as facing the door. It appears that she might be crying, but she will definitely not let you see it.
Please just answer our questions.
I wish I could tell you more. The amount that my husband and I know, it's not enough. We're still trying to collect information, but you have been exposed, and we will need to run some tests. And our fears have been confirmed, and we won't be able to let you leave until we figure out exactly how this happened.
And how long could that take? How long until we get to go home?
As long as it takes.
I don't have time. I don't have time to wait. Guys, I'm gonna die in here.
We'll give you proper
No, you
food
don't
and
understand.
care.
This is it for me.
The door swings open. Upon doing so, you see an Agent Perry Bucket standing. His throat is covered with what appears to be some sort of gauze wrapped around it. He walks up to the group of you as your two mothers quickly turn. He takes an electronic device out of his pocket and holds it up to his throat.
I need the room. Please.
Yeah, the room.
I need the room. Now. Now.
You want us to leave?
No, not you.
Oh.
Them. You're obviously not able to leave.
Right.
Billy Baker.
I think you should do what he says, Mom.
Yes. Or I will have you arrested. And I can't still do that. So leave.
The two stand for a moment, debating their options. Bucket at this point has pulled out his badge and continues to wave it.
Notice, I am not currently being held in quarantine. Your reach might be vast, but I still am the fucking law. So leave.
Mom, please. It's for all of us.
Fine. But he can't get you out of here. And we will be back. Dr. Bennett and Dr. Hawkins exit. Agent Bucket follows them and locks the door behind them, and slowly makes his way back to the glass.
I'm sorry. It took me so long to get here.
Did you bring the thing that I asked for?
Yes,
Hold on, why aren't you being quarantined? You were in that house too.
they could not. They wanted to.
But wouldn't you have been exposed? Why are we being held here and you're
Yes, because they can. Your father is currently leading protests outside
not? Protests?
the city. Once you released, word of what you've done has spread. People saw it. They want you let go.
They think we're heroes.
Yes,
And he told me not to trust Synchroneity.
If they didn't have to quarantine you, that means that they don't have to be quarantining us. They
That's
could
right.
let us out.
They're lying to us.
Yes,
Our
and
parents.
no. Both.
What does that mean?
You have been exposed, just as I.
Exposed to what?
Things that should not be spoken of. Things that I wouldn't know how to even put into words.
Can I see the contract?
What contract?
When we were-
Agent Bucket walks to the left of the desk, opens the airlock door, and slides this inside. As
we
it
were-
closes, grab it.
We were talking earlier, and I told him to find the original contract that Jacob Jewell signed. Seems that we have a paper as well as a pamphlet. Synchroneity.
These were in the files of the late Jacob Jewell in a safe under the floorboard of his house.
This was the contract we were looking for.
Yeah.
What does it say?
It is quite shocking.
Death does not have to be the end. It's a pamphlet as well.
What does that mean?
Proxy.
You read the
surrogate
contract?
Ego.
Yes, it is my job to do so.
Loan amount 76 POF. Pieces of flesh.
Wait, excuse me. What?
Loan amount 76 POF. In
Pounds
the,
No,
of pounds of flesh.
Interesting.
in the form of two bodies. Female 7 years old and male 3 years old by way of proxy.
Yes,
For the above value received by March 5th, 1981 with a mailing address, Jacob Jewell, the borrower, agrees to pay official Bank of Mammon with a mailing address to lender. And there it is. Signature.
the contract and pamphlet mentions a proxy, a surrogate, an exchange. You said pounds of flesh. Where did you hear that?
It was Tobias. He's the one that told us.
That's right. I have another contract.
Technically, you do not,
I do not.
because
I have
your
nothing.
items have been stripped of your persons. But
I-
you
I
can
had-
remember it.
I had another contract. That's my contract now. It's been signed over to me
By who?
by Rachel Jewell.
The aforementioned.
Payment once per month beginning on April 5th, 1981 until full amount of balance is paid. Full amount on 10-year payment schedule adjusted to estimated 432 pounds of flesh after principal interest.
It appears there was a date. That date, given your stories and the timely demise of Jacob Jewell, was not met. It appears whoever this loan was with came to collect.
And it's signed Jacob Jewell, Mammon, Tara Reese as a witness, and Brady Riley.
But now that debt has been passed on to me, and I have less than a month to pay it back.
Yes,
There you go.
Or have you seen a contract like this before? Am I
no,
gonna...
of course not.
Guys, this brochure,
It's disturbing
the proxy program. You will find information on what to expect from the program and what Synchroneity has to offer. Proxy, the act of bringing your conscience from the multiverse into a host body. The prime, reoccupying the space. Occupying conscious space of host body is placed in the limbo until proxy consciousness is removed. If using a surrogate body, Synchroneity has an extensive network to provide you with the surrogate. They can transfer people to other surrogates?
Appears that way from my research.
And you said Jacob Jewell was in an accident and lost his family, right?
Yes.
So
According to that document, yes.
So he must have taken out a loan to get a surrogate, but if he didn't pay enough, that
The
must have been
loan
true.
came to collect. I am guessing the original property, and now that you have revealed to me pounds of flesh, that would explain Jacob Jewell's death.
you don't think it was a suicide?
It quite possibly could be, but he obviously does not provide enough pounds of flesh.
Then that means this total, 432 pounds of flesh. Wouldn't we subtract his body weight? Wouldn't that contribute to this number? And even Rachel's. So it's much less than what this total amount is, right?
Yes.
But apparently it's still not enough.
Maybe they only need like half your body.
I'm sorry, is this is what they do here?
I'm looking into it. I have made a great risk bringing this to you here.
This is what they do here, and this is what happened to Rachel, and they're the ones that are holding us here. I don't want to be here anymore.
I understand, but I have reached the limit of my power in your release. I will need to leave with those documents and
What?
continue my investigation.
And you can bring in more like federal agents, right? You could just be
I
like,
am trying, but someone is pushing back.
they control the whole town. The police, the city council, everyone's on their side. We need more people like you.
I don't know if everyone is on their side. I found a copy of a letter when investigating the council between the council and Jacob Jewell. It was a request from Jacob Jewell to proceed with Synchroneity, and the council forbid it. And he was removed from the council. So, not everyone agrees.
So the council did not want this to happen.
According to my investigation, no. But it's only an investigation, not a trial. I am not judge and jury.
Then bring them to trial. We have this pamphlet. We know that they're doing this.
That pamphlet proves nothing.
There has to be a way that you can get us out of here. I think that you're lying. You have to be able to get us out of here.
I'm sorry.
They're protesting outside. They didn't quarantine you. They could let us out.
I'm sorry. It's all quite shocking and hard to understand.
In that moment, an explosion shakes the ground underneath you as a loud boom is heard from outside.
Whoa.
Dust falls from the ceiling as you all kind of drop down to recatch your footing. You hear the sound of sirens coming from outside. Bucket runs to the door and presses his ear up against it. He hears the sound of security guards running by. There's a bang on the door. The bang continues and continues as Bucket calmly keeps his ear pressed against the door. He releases himself, walks back towards the plexiglass.
Who are the stonemasons?
What?
The booming
We've heard that
gets
before,
louder.
haven't we?
From what?
Another explosion goes off, this time sounding further away, but off to the other side. Sirens continuing to run out. You can hear screaming coming from outside.
Have we heard of the stonemasons before? I'm trying to remember.
Not to my knowledge.
How many tokens do I have?
Mickey has 7 tokens.
I'd like to use 2 and be pushy to ask a question.
Mickey Jones. The stress of the situation getting to her reaches deep within her mind to call out.
What is the question you would like to ask?
Is there a way out? Can we get out of here?
Yes,
How?
there are 5 ways out.
5.
Correct. That is assuming. Mickey, if I have your best interests at heart, that you would like your friends to join you,
Yes.
then yes, there are 5 ways out.
So how do I know which to take?
You will just have to try.
The voice disappears as your eyes open. Mickey Jones will now roll a d6. Mickey Jones feels deep within that she must ask for everyone to grab her hand in a circle.
Guys, I need you to take my hand, and I need you to trust me.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
You hear the sound of a bang on the glass. A hand that goes up.
Take mine as well. Take mine
Take
as well.
He reaches through the small window, pushing through into the other side as he grabs. Roll that die one more time for me. Roll the die again. 1 is not an option.
4.
4. We begin again. March 7th, 1991. You all sit across from each other in a booth seat, like you did not that long ago. The restaurant appears to be Honeybee Cafe as you all look out the window upon awaking with your hands still grasped. You recognize the landscape, familiar, comforting. But when you look down at the menu in front of you, it is that for the Rabble Rouser Cafe. An address listed in KOllOK, Washington, 1L. Agent Bucket is sitting across from you as he releases his hands from you. What just... My voice.
Voice is back.
My voice.
Where are we?
KOllOK?
I asked for a way out, but I didn't know what was going to happen.
You did this?
I didn't
When we
mean
held
to,
hands?
but we got out.
Did you use...
Yeah. He said there were 5 ways
5 ways for what?
to leave.
Who? You said, he said. Who is he?
Okay, well, you've been talking to Marcus through your head, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this isn't that weird to you to hear that we can talk to this thing in our head and it helps us do stuff.
What are the odds you've heard of that before?
It is not too unfamiliar to my own predicament.
Yeah, kind of figured.
So, I still have this, right? No? Okay, can I remember something from it?
You can.
So guys, that brochure, it mentions something about the multiverse. When you try to find a match for the transfer, it said it looked across multiverses to do that.
What?
Yeah.
You mean we're in a different reality?
Yeah.
That makes sense with all the Rachel stuff.
Yeah.
What do you mean with all the Rachel stuff?
You're on our side, right? You're a federal agent.
Yes, I would like to get to the bottom of this, of course.
We knew a girl and we don't know her anymore. And it
The one
seems
in the
that-
contract.
Yes.
Yes.
Rachel Jewell.
But
Yes.
we knew that she existed. But I guess in our last world she didn't.
And we don't remember her now.
It's
We
kind of
did.
complicated.
So we're thinking it might be possible because of that contract that when that accident happened that maybe he must have done some contract to bring Rachel to life, and wherever she was alive, that might have been where we were from.
I have my notebook. This is my investigation notebook. I didn't have it on me when we left.
Is there anything inside of it that's different?
Yes.
Or unique?
Excuse me. Miss, what is today's date? A waitress that had been passing by with a vat of coffee stops. Oh, Mr. Bucket, it's March 7th. You've been staying at the hotel attached to for 2 days now? You kids okay?
Yeah.
Need anything else?
Can I get a coffee? Just one.
Would you like me to fill up the one in front of you there, son?
Oh, yeah, we could just do that.
Okay.
Hey, quick question. It's a dumb question, but you know, with everything I've been through. What year is it?
What do you mean everything you've been through?
I was in a coma. I'm sorry that you didn't know that. It's weird. Yeah.
Billy, why are you fucking with me?
Billy, this might be a different universe. Maybe you didn't have a coma in this one.
What are you all pulling my leg?
No, it's just the
I'm
coffee.
testing you. What year is it? It's March. What year is it? Come on.
1991, Billy. What are you doing?
Ah, I thought we were gonna get her.
We're just messing around.
You can ignore him.
Yeah.
6 p.m. March 7th. What
In
y'all been sitting here for an hour talking to the friendly agent. What do you
and
just
we're in
testing you.
Yeah, and we're in KOllOK. Not KOllOK.
Are we gonna stump her? Is it KOllOK?
I'm gonna go back to the kitchen and make
Wait,
sure
do you
all
have
the
a
orders are
paper
up.
for today and for the town at all for us?
If you like the paper, it's 25 cents up at the register.
How many tokens do I have?
Marcus Bennett has 6 tokens available.
I would like to use 3 of my tokens to pay for the meal that we're all gonna have. Everything's on me, guys, and we'll also get that paper.
Okay.
I want a burger, like a double cheeseburger. What do you guys want?
You've already ordered.
What did I order?
Everybody,
Oh, we already ordered?
What did I order? I can't remember.
Everybody got burgers and coffee.
cool.
Sounds great.
Then you can use that card
We're,
right there.
we're
to take care of
growing
it.
kids. We have a fast metabolism. Maybe we want more.
Yeah, but you can bring that paper right away. We need to see that right away.
Okay. The waitress leans over. You can see on her name tag it says Emerson Kelsey on the name.
You're awesome. Emerson Kelsey, or Kelsey Emerson. Is it like comma, like last name first?
Emerson, you all know, I'm sorry, Agent Bucket. These kids in this town, they get a little rambunctious sometimes. So, but thank you, Mr. Bennett. I will ring you right up and get you right back with that paper and the tab.
Give yourself a little 15% on top of that. Knock yourself out. Emerson Kelsey, you best waitress in the land.
Yes, we're good, thank you. I came to KOllOK, Washington 2 days ago.
What?
Investigating the death of Rachel Jewell.
No.
How did she die?
Presumed homicide.
Wait, what?
Is this where...
She was supposed to be a car accident.
We're in a different timeline or multiverse or whatever.
Is she dead in every timeline?
Where did she...
Four are her closest friends. You've been extremely helpful in the investigation. I have no suspicions.
All four of us are our closest friends?
Yeah, are you sure? Like, I'm 15.
Are there any...
Yes, and there's one more, a Sammy...
Sammy.
Oh, yes. I remember him from the other... As he says that, you hear a voice coming in. Hey, what's up, everybody?
Oh, there's a Sammy in this world, too.
As he very quickly runs in and scooches next to Marcus and sits down. Did y'all order me my food?
Supposedly.
Waffle Tower?
Oh, no.
No, we'll get at it. Did it say anything about how it happened? Like, how she passed? You said it was a homicide. Were there any, like, clues or anything? Like, were there any... I don't know, this sounds weird. Shoes or skin?
As the agent is quickly skimming through his book, looking as quickly as he can to figure out what could possibly be in there, the asking of that question takes Sammy quite off guard as he kind of looks around at the table. What kind of question was that, man? That's really messed up.
We're talking to the agent about Rachel. So you might not want to be here.
We already... yeah, that's why we came here today, but what do you... Everybody knows how she died, man. That's...
How?
She was stabbed like 8 times. Behind the movie theater. We've been helping Mr. Bucket.
Are there any suspects, any leads?
Why would he tell us that? According to my notebook, I currently have no leads in the situation. My first instinct was, of course, her lover, Sky Hawkins, but that proved to no avail.
Wait, what?
Second was her best friend, Marcus Bennett.
What?
Oh. You were downgraded.
And...
Upgraded? Oh, yeah, yeah, I guess I'm an upgrade.
That's not what I meant.
I just can't think. Wow, I'm okay with that. But she's gone.
Do you work in the movie theater at this?
How should I know?
Marcus?
I'm just saying that, like, if that's where it happened.
Or do you think I did it in this
No,
world?
I wasn't trying to say that you did it. It just maybe you knew something
Might wanna
about it.
chill
I wasn't
out.
actually here when it happened, you know.
I'm not accusing you.
Why are you changing your story, man? You told all of us that you guys were on a date.
What?
Who were on a date?
You guys are... Why are you changing your story,
You mean-
Marcus?
You mean the two of us?
What's going on?
What?
Should Sammy be here?
I don't think I like this universe.
Okay, that's just cruel. All right, you know, like I know that this is weird for all
Listen.
of us, but the way you said that just felt a little personal. Okay.
Are you guys fighting again? Is everything...
Sammy, what else do you know about us?
What do you mean? This
Just
is
for fun.
messed up. I don't like any of it. What's
Hey,
going
do you want
on?
your stack of waffles? Then just answer the question, man. A waffle per question. A waffle per answer.
God, you're acting weird.
Just, do you want the waffles or not? I will get you a waffle for every answer you give to us. Guaranteed.
How are you gonna?
She's already got my card. It's already set.
Billy, you're not dating anybody.
I know.
This sucks.
Yeah, what do you know about Billy?
Typical.
Wait, does Billy?
Wait.
Is he dating anyone?
I don't think Billy be tied down like that.
You don't think?
Because I'm like super cool.
Oh, because he's cool.
What is? Why are you guys doing this to me right now? Am I being investigated?
Look, man.
Is that?
We are having some weird, like, anti-deja vu where we think things have happened that apparently haven't. So we're just trying to clarify some things, all right?
Mr. Bennett, your card's been declined.
What do you mean it's been declined?
The card was declined. Do you have another card?
No, it's my mom's credit card. My name's on it, and we're allowed to use it.
Oh, snap. What if you're poor?
Shut up. That's not possible.
Does that mean you'll never get bunk beds?
I know it's gonna sound like a crazy question, but like, I'm a Bennett. Like, we're well off. Like, everyone knows we're like one of the richest people in town, right?
Sammy slaps Marcus on the chest. Dude, what are you doing? You don't have to act like that, man. We're cool with it. We're all cool with it. It's fine.
Cool with what?
Nobody judges you. It's fine.
What do you mean by that? Nobody judges about what? Am I not? Do we not have? My parents work at Synchroneity. We have money.
Where?
Oh God. Synchroneity?
What's that?
Synchroneity is not a building or a place that exists here.
No. What? Seriously? Did you all? What's going on?
I have another question. Are there any people in this town with 9 fingers? Just by perchance?
What?
I don't know, like an
What
accident.
kind of question is? What? Okay, seriously. I feel like everybody's pranking me right now. Not cool.
Okay.
Guys, I think this is where we should be. Everything seems right here, except Rachel.
That's just because you think you're cool here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wasn't in a coma. That's nice. I appreciate that about my current situation here. Also, there's no synchroneity, which is a bad thing. Everyone's got all their fingers, which is a good thing.
So confused
But-
by all of this.
But Rachel's still dead.
Yeah, and in this world,
Yeah, guys,
someone
Rachel's-
killed her. Like, this wasn't some weird thing that happened. This is literally someone who just stabbed her.
If I'm in a different timeline, do I still owe the Bank of Mammon?
What?
Does my contract still apply?
You could be safe here.
It's possible.
My,
I mean, they would have to find you, right? And how would they find us here?
If they don't exist here, then there's no debt to be paid. I wouldn't have to die.
Okay.
What
well,
in the Sorry, Agent Bucket. What in the fuck are you guys talking about?
Sammy,
you should like put some earmuffs on or something.
In the middle of this diner, as Agent Bucket quickly moves through his notebook, trying to piece together as much as he can about the situation he's currently in, and Sammy sits completely confused, not understanding why you're all acting so strange in this moment. Bucket then quickly stands up, throws some cash down on the table. I think we should leave.
Okay.
all right.
Let's go.
Thank you for
Children?
paying, but we didn't get our food yet.
I think we should leave.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not hungry anyway.
I don't think I can afford the food anymore.
Sammy, please, join us. We're going for a ride in... He pulls out some keys. Yes, my Buick. Thank you, miss. We will not be taking your food today, but we appreciate your understanding the confusion of the children after going through such a traumatic event like losing a close friend.
Yeah.
Yes, it's really sad what happened to that girl. Everyone loved her. She was really special.
Yeah.
Apparently she was.
She was great. Never mind.
Come on, let's go.
Okay.
All right.
Agent Bucket quickly goes out the front of the diner, looks both directions, spots off in the parking lot distance his Buick as he quickly rushes his way over there, gets in, turns it on, and as you all kind of pile in around him, Sammy included, full tank of gas. He starts moving through all of the drawers. Everything is so similar. I am quite like myself. I am quite like myself. I am quite like myself. Okay. I have my voice.
Where? Agent Bucket?
Yes.
That sounds like a weird question, but have you ever gone through this before?
Gone through what?
You know, feeling like you're in a different but same world?
No. No, I must say this is a first for me. Kids, Sammy, you will not understand anything we say. It's a game we're playing with you. It's how we will decide whether or not you know more about the murder than you're letting on. So please keep up. What the what? The fuck?
How do we know if we're in the right thing, you know? What if...
Define right.
What if this is the right one?
What do you mean by right?
Where was I born? How would I know?
What do you mean?
I mean, I was in a coma for 10 years. I could be... They could have thrown me around into other multiverses. What if
maybe
the
they
one...
did. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm... Great.
Well...
That's gonna mess with me for a while. Where are we going?
I hope I figure it out.
Oh.
Let's go for a drive.
Should we go to the movie theater where it happened? Maybe there could be some clue there or something.
Yeah, I guess let's find it. The layout is different. As Agent Bucket puts the car into drive and starts moving down the road, you start noticing as you look out the windows the familiarity of the situation, but yet the complete change. Something subtle, something's vast. The road layout, quite different. The buildings, some of which that you knew to be one story, now two. As you get further into town, you realize the river that runs through, quite the same. The mountains that surround the town, also the same. But you do notice up on the hills something quite different. A large hotel, some sort of resort looking over the entire valley. You look in the general direction of where Synchroneity should be, and it is not. You look into the general direction of where the winery should be. Well, there's something, but it's not the winery you know. As you get yourself further into town, the entire layout is quite different. More hectic, placed upon itself, building next to building next to building, towering over the entire area. Before you get up to the resort on the top of the hill, you see the steeple of a very tall church that looks down over the town. As you make your way into the center of town, continuing to look out all the windows, you hear that all familiar sound behind you of a siren.
Some things never change.
No. Some things do in fact not ever change. Agent Bucket pauses for a moment. I guess I better adhere to the local traffic
Wait,
laws.
are you an FBI agent here?
Yes, of course.
Can we confirm? Do you have your badge on you?
Yes. Same number.
All right.
That'll be helpful at least.
So you can arrest this guy technically, right?
Maybe he just wants to talk.
Let's hope.
But if it came down to it, you could arrest him.
Guys, I think probably
Do
the
not.
best thing is to not antagonize and like keep as low of a profile
Yes,
as we can.
play it cool.
Absolutely. But if it came down to it, you could arrest him.
He
As long
looks
as
into
no
the-
one gets in my face, I'll be fine.
Oh,
He looks
God.
into the rearview mirror directly at Sammy. If you say a word about anything, Sammy, I will gut you.
Okay, I'm feeling some hostile towards Sammy vibes.
You hear the familiar knock of a flashlight on the window. As Bucket rolls the window down, a man leans in. Agent Bucket! Still haven't left town, huh? And I see you brought the kids around with you? Yes, they are helping with the investigation of Rachel Jewell. And you are... The man seems quite upset with this question. You can see he's wearing a badge that says Sheriff on it. What do you mean, I am? Bucket, I've already told you that we can handle this. And these kids will collaborate with me on the investigation, isn't that right?
Yeah, but
Miss Hawkins, Mr.
also,
Baker,
I mean, also with the other guy, too.
Jones, and Bennett.
That's supposed to. Why you say it like that? I felt an extra hostility towards that Bennett, but
Sammy leans over to Marcus. Dude, don't upset. Don't upset Mr. Asim. Don't do it.
I'm not trying to. You just seemed a little bit extra hostile towards me.
Just look, yeah, you guys, you've had some. Just stay quiet. I don't want to deal with this. So, Bucket. I'm gonna ask you nicely in front of your new prepubescent friends here
Okay.
I've definitely hit puberty.
to leave. Let us handle this. We like to handle things on our own here. It's the way things work. I'll only ask one more time. But my response, that one more time, will be a lot more swift. And the outcome. Sheriff, I take it. As you know, I am a federal law enforcement agent. You are a county steed. Your presumed authority in this matter is comical. But I will be moving on, just as you please. Isn't that right, children?
Yeah.
Yep.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Get away from that guy as soon as possible.
We will be moving on. So you need not worry, Sheriff. I will not be interfering with your investigation in any way. Good. I expected cooperation. Expected nothing less. So kids, if you want to get out of the car and walk home, I'll make sure the agent has a nice escort out of town.
Why can't he just take us home?
Well, maybe we need to have a talk.
Yeah, but we'd need my parents. All of our parents, right? We're
I don't think that's
prepubescent.
necessary.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's not how things work around here. You know that, don't you, Marcus?
What's that supposed to mean?
Means your cell's waiting for you.
What? For what? What have I done?
Just keeping it warm.
Oh, I haven't done anything yet. You're just preparing the sale for me.
Of course.
Wow. And why, pray tell, would you be doing that, Sheriff? Oh,
Just in case we have another problem.
Mr. Sheriff, sir, I'll go ahead and translate what Mr. Bucket was saying. He was saying that technically at the end of the day he could arrest you.
Yeah.
So we're going to stay with him.
Is that what the fancy pants FBI agent was saying?
That's exactly what he was saying. He can arrest the sheriff, right? The federal agent. I don't know. That means like the whole country.
I don't think that's what that means.
I think sometimes some people in certain positions of power don't really play by the rules.
This is a different timeline.
Agent Bucket, you should arrest this guy.
Agent Bucket stands a little taller in his seat. Sheriff, I'm sorry once again, I don't remember your name and I didn't see it in my notes, so it must not be important.
Oh, snap.
The young Mr. Baker does have a point. And if you do not remove yourself from the side of my vehicle, I will remove yourself for you.
Yeah. And apparently there's a cell already waiting for you.
Yes, a cell waiting for you. Sheriff, I don't remember your name. The sheriff takes off his sunglasses. It was night, by the way. As they come off, they reveal a literal red in the sheriff's eyes. A burning. A flame. Is this really how you all want to play this?
What's the deal with his eyes?
He's like part Satan.
I think we should leave.
As he says that, you start to feel the side of the car move.
Oh.
As you notice, the man is straining. The muscles in his neck begin to bulge as the veins in his face start to pulsate as the side of your car starts to lean up.
What the heck?
And this individual is starting to pick the car up and tilt it sideways as Sammy in the back, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
Gotta get out of here.
Guys, I think that it's time that we leave. Take my hand.
You gonna
What?
do it again?
We're gonna leave.
Okay.
I'm ready for it.
The car begins to slide over from the top.
Don't grab Sammy. Sammy
Would
has
you-
to stay.
Sammy has to stay.
Would you like to leave?
Yes.
I would say that would take 2 tokens, Mickey.
How many tokens do I have?
You have 6 tokens available.
I'll use 2 tokens.
Oh.
So it is. As you use those 2 tokens and grab the hands of the individuals in the car, reaching over Sammy. What's happening? What the fuck's going on?
Shut up.
Sorry,
Bye.
Sammy, you can't come with us.
Roll a d6 for me, please.
2.
The result is 2. We begin again. March 8th, 10 a.m. A funeral. The 5 of you sit next to each other. It's quiet. As you glance the surrounding area, you see a sea of black. Sorrow. An open casket remains in the front of the room. Your row stands. Do you stand as well?
Yes. Can we see who's in the casket?
Not from this angle, no. It's a large church. It appears that the entire town is there.
I want to walk over to you into the casket.
You will follow your row, will you not?
Sure, of course.
As they all begin to make their way down the aisle as the row before you comes back and sits. Bucket stands at the end of the group. He remains silent. You hear the crying before you reach the open casket. And as you turn that corner and you see past the bodies a picture of a young woman. Long black hair. And another picture of a young boy. The names Rachel and Lenny adorn them. As you see as you arrive, this is not one open casket, but two. As you see her face, you know what it is you look at, what it is you should be feeling, but you don't recognize it. Though your mind travels, moves from place to place, your memory remains the same. And though in this life and in this world, you very clearly knew this woman, you are here. You are one of the mourners. You still can't remember that face.
It hurts. I don't remember her, but it still hurts.
Is this the face of the Rachel I assume you all spoke of?
I think so.
I think so. That's what's so hard is we don't remember anything about her, and yet anytime she's mentioned or we see something like this, the emotions are still there.
I too have no memory of this woman. The aisle begins to make its way back to their seats. As you all sit down, you realize you are each wearing an excessive amount of black. Not just black for a funeral, but an excessive amount of black in general. Each of you, black fingernails, black eyeliner.
Oh.
What?
As you reach into her pockets, as you start taking a survey of the body you currently inhabit, you each find one of these.
What is this?
In your pocket.
What is this symbol? Or...
I'm... And as you hear the I'm, you look over. See the Bucket has once again pulled a notebook out of his pocket. That thing that you're holding.
Yeah?
Do you know what it means?
It's the Yellow King. He shows you the notebook where he has a drawing of the same Sibnals. It was apparently carved into the skin of her back.
What?
Her and her brothers.
Was this some kind of sacrifice or weird ritual? What is the Yellow King?
I'm here secretly. I have not revealed myself yet as an agent. My assumptions in this book
You're like undercover or something, trying to figure out what's going on?
Yes.
What's your assumption in the book?
My assumption in the book. What the four of you, including this young woman, were in the practice of worshipping.
What?
What?
Is some sort of deity, at least
We're in a cult?
to you.
I don't
The-
believe in any of that stuff.
God of shepherds, haster. And what you carry there, the yellow sign.
I don't like this. Mickey, is there no way we can get out of this? I don't like this one at all.
Your reveal of those on your persons conveniently solidifies my assumptions.
What does that mean? Did we kill Rachel here?
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
What?
some sort of sacrifice.
This is our fault? We're not killers.
I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here.
I don't like this at all.
I am conflicted.
You're supposed to arrest us, aren't you?
This is quite difficult of a situation to be in.
But you understand that we were brought here. We didn't do that. We didn't do this, or at least not this version of us.
I think
It is
I
my
want to leave.
responsibility.
I think we need to leave.
Mickey has 4 tokens available.
I'd like to use 2.
Mickey very quickly just reaches out her arms around the group. Please, Mickey, roll that d6.
5.
5. We begin again. The time unknown. And we begin separate. The first to awake, or, well, at least the only person that we are currently going to pay attention to in this moment, is Billy Baker. Billy, your eyes open to reveal yourself connected to a machine. A machine that you can feel pulsing some sort of liquid through you as you instinctively gag and begin to remove this tube from your throat. Pull out all of the things connected to you. You look up to see a young woman around the age of 18 or 19, her hands together in front of her face. Billy Baker.
Excuse me, what the fuck?
Billy. I knew. Billy.
Who are you?
I am the traveler. What? I will be your guide.
What are you talking about?
We now go to the rest of our passengers. As you come to, you are in small pods. You can see out of them. There's commotion, movement happening on the other side. you hear the release as the paws open. And as you step out, your legs weak, extremely weak, like the muscles haven't moved, atrophied. You look down the hall where you see each other in each direction. A collection of individuals moving in your direction. We go back to Billy Baker and the so-called Traveler. Billy, you came from Prime, didn't you?
Came from what?
There's so much you don't know.
Yeah, you're telling me. What's your real name?
Traveler.
Why did you have a thing in my mouth?
We were keeping that body ready in case you came back.
I don't like anything that you just said.
Billy, you don't remember.
What's your real name?
The Traveler.
I don't talk to strangers.
You won't remember me. This body used to be your friend.
Rachel?
No. The name Mylin.
I don't know anybody named Mylin.
Back then you went by the name Lucas.
What do you mean back then?
The name that you participated in while you were here. Well, you were here. Your home, Billy Baker. The broker took you, but you've come back too soon.
Are you speaking in like metaphors, or is this for real?
This is your reality. Billy Baker, this is your reality.
Can you travel me back to where I came from?
No. Billy, I've kept this body ready for you, waiting for your return. But it appears now you have achieved nothing.
All right, what are you talking about?
I'm guessing the readings that we received when you woke up, you came with friends. Let's go to meet them.
No, I came alone.
Billy, there's no need to lie. We got the same readings from 3 other individuals. You see, here in the town of Undecided, after I reclaimed my throne, we knew the brokers would be back. So we've waited. We've held on to them. We've held on to everyone. Every co-lining Prime subject. We've kept them.
What do you mean by Prime?
It seems I have a lot to let you know. Let's get your friends. I can help.
Are you gonna hurt them?
Of course not. You're going to help me.
Do you promise you won't hurt them?
I promise. I have no reason to hurt them.
Pinky promise.
Whatever you say, Billy. The young woman grabs your pinky. It's very clear as she stands and begins to move out of the room, urging you to follow. Though young, she's in an extreme position of power in this facility. Everyone stops at her attention as she passes by, and she walks with a confidence, effortlessly moving down the hallway. Come on, Billy, keep up.
So are we in like a different multiverse, universe? Are there multiple verses?
Yes.
And this is one
Billy,
of them.
yeah. It is.
Which one's the right one?
That's up for debate. we'll get into it. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, Billy. I know that it's been a long time since you've been here. The last time you were here, you brought this building down. You and your friends. Well, not the friends you came here with. Your other friends. I'm sure you've started to figure out, Billy, you're special.
Yeah.
Right. Special.
Yeah, I mean, I had to tutor. They put me in all the classes with the other kids like me.
You have abilities.
What are you talking
Do
about?
you not? The woman stops, eyeing Billy over, waiting to see if there's any break in Billy's facade. Billy, please roll your brains, difficulty of 10.
3.
You do, don't you?
I don't
They've awoken.
know what you're talking about.
You've begun to rediscover yourself, Billy. We knew it would take time.
You mean
You're the diviner, Billy.
my thing? In this part of my head?
Yeah. The
How-
thing.
How do you know? Does it happen to you too?
No, Billy, we put it there. We put it there. Please, there's so much more I can tell you. Come on. And as you follow along, Billy Baker, you walk into a room. This room filled with couches, fruit, fresh, your favorite candies, and your friends. They look thin, weak, tired. But you do recognize them.
What's wrong with them?
Ask them yourself.
Are you guys okay?
I don't know. I don't feel like myself. I feel like I've been sleeping for a long time.
I don't feel so good.
You have been, actually. Sorry, I'm the Traveler.
The who?
Nice to meet all of you. The Traveler.
Where are we? And what's wrong with us?
You are in my universe. You all come from Prime, I'm guessing.
Prime?
You have to tell us.
I need to know how you got here. This is fascinating. We always assumed Billy might return one day. Not like this. It's fascinating.
Well, I think I brought us here. But I don't
You?
know how.
We send a diviner to their front doorstep, and little do they know, something's growing right underneath their nose.
I'm sorry, what are you talking about?
How did you come here? How did you choose here?
I didn't really choose. I just needed to get us out, and that's all that I knew.
Choose. I thought you had to choose. So you chose.
This wasn't our first stop.
Right. They're limited choices. You had to choose. So you all came together. Out of all the infinite multiverse, you could only choose the limited number where you were all together.
5.
5. There's another.
Where's Perry Bucket?
Agent Bucket.
He was with us.
Fascinating. The woman leans over her desk. Can you all please send up Security Agent Bucket, please? Thank you.
Was he not in a pod like us?
No, he wasn't a constant, but I find this fascinating. Bucket's a transfer here. The odds are fascinating. Huh.
Is there a Rachel here? Rachel Jewell?
No. Rachel, so the other universes, you all together. Rachel. Your limited options. So very special circumstances have to bring this unlikely group of travelers together. Rachel, and this unique situation, the town of Undecided. Well, see, we manufactured this. You were here because there was a higher probability of it happening.
She was dead.
I'm sorry.
In every place that we've been, she's dead. It's Rachel Jewell and her brother.
She's the constant. The thing that brings you all together. Wait. Dead. In each of these other universes you went to, did she die at the same time she died in your universe?
We don't exactly know in
But
the last
relatively.
one, but relatively,
At the
yes.
same time, but different ways. One was a stabbing, one was a ritual, and one was this weird transference. She, like,
Your universe, the Prime.
Yes.
yeah.
She was reclaimed by the Zippers.
You know them?
Yes, of course.
What are they?
They're bounty hunters.
So we're not safe from them here, are we?
No. They're multi-dimensional. You can't hide from them.
So my contract. Doesn't matter where I go.
Contract. Billy, I see now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This
What?
is phenomenal.
Our friend is in trouble. Is there any way that we can be protected from these zippers so they don't do anything to?
I can't protect you from the Zippers, but we share a similar goal,
What's that?
Kill the zippers.
in a way.
Save Rachel.
I don't really care about Rachel. No offense, I don't know her. I'm just...
Well, how do we stop the zippers then?
You stop Prime. You see, the town of Undecided, we exist from as far as I can tell. And please, do. If you have questions, continue to ask. I'll do my best. There's no reason for me to hide anything from you. You are of no threat to me.
What do you mean by stop Prime?
Isn't that where we come from?
You are from the Prime universe. The true universe. The one. I'm sure in your timeline, Erwin Schrödinger?
The cat thing?
Yes.
Yeah, you put cats in it. We don't really like talking about cats right now.
Well, you understand the basic principle. The closed box, 50-50 chance of the cat surviving in the presence of some sort of nuclear product. It is not until you open the box that the universe chooses one or the other, alive or dead. When the box is closed, it is both.
I never
Are we
really
both-
understood
An infinite
that.
amount of possibilities. You exist on a playing field with infinite realities.
Why would we want to stop Prime?
Well, I'm going to give you a hypothetical situation here. See how it makes you feel. Your friend, Rachel, she was taken. And now you see, as you cross into these other dimensions, she's dead there too. For when reclaimed by a bounty hunter in Prime, they're wiped from existence in all realities. A death is something you can overcome. Death is not final in Prime. No, Prime feels they can do whatever they please with death. That is how we would know we were going to lose Billy Baker. Prime doesn't realize some of us in the multiverse don't take kindly to them stealing our ego for whatever they please.
You want to help us stop Synchroneity?
If that's what they're calling themselves,
That's
I
what they're
find that
calling
interesting.
themselves.
We too are Synchroneity. Not the one you know, though, I'm sure. It is a multiverse after all. There's only so many different variations upon variations, similarities,
So what does
branches,
your variation
but
do?
so few where you all come together. Your friend's gone. Forever. Reclaimed.
What does it mean to be reclaimed?
She was a surrogate. Most likely taken from somewhere else. You said a contract.
Why don't we just go reclaim her?
That's not how it
Claim
works.
her back.
She's gone.
When
Billy.
something is taken from you, when it is reclaimed, when the bounty hunters, the zippers, take that, there is no getting it back. You can't get back what has been taken forever. Death, though. Death is doable. But when you fail and you break your contract, you see, this is why Prime frustrates us. So let me finish my hypothetical for you. I'm sitting here on my universe. It's all I know. There is no outside world. There is no existence outside of here. And in a moment, I'm gone. Just like that. I wake up in your universe. The Prime universe. They take what they want from everywhere else. They devour the multiverse at their will. Something happened around 100 years ago, give or take. An injection point, an event. It created the Prime universe. All universes were one at one point in time. But this event, this singular event that let loose the grotto. I'm sorry, if you know of the contract, you may know. Someone here signed a contract?
I did. I didn't, but...
The tunnels.
Yeah.
The grotto. I too once kept those. I was their keeper. Say hi to Scott next time you see him.
Oh.
Now, the grotto came into existence in that same flash. From the grotto spun a web of unlimited possibilities. Every decision you make in your Prime universe, every decision you do not make, another universe created. Every person, everything, infinite number of possibilities. You, Billy Baker, you are the great diviner.
Uh-huh.
You can see, break the illusion, bring all realities together or apart. Your brain, Billy Baker, has the ability to scour that multiverse.
Whoa.
Find the reality you want to see. Break the one you currently have. Change it for others. Quite dangerous, powerful. We figured if we were going to hand anything over, it should be you.
Why?
We negotiated this. We made this happen. It was years and years of planning. I can't take all the credit for it. My business partner, late business partner, and I started this centuries ago when we created you. You were grown in a vat. Sorry to break it to you here. But when this all happened, we knew eventually if we played our bets, we grew enough in a vat. We created a situation. We could manipulate this. If we followed, if I reported back from the grotto exactly who was being created, where, who was born, who was living in the Prime universe. And we made sure that we kept those people healthy and around, sometimes recreating them.
Well, if Billy
Multiple
is this
versions.
so-called special person, why is it that Mickey is the one that we were traveling with?
And that's the part that fascinates me the most. You're a broker.
I'm a what?
A broker. An agent that transfers the proxies to the surrogate, from the surrogate to the Prime body. Usually, and as far as I'm aware, only people from the grotto working for Mammon can do this. This is fascinating. Again, we manipulated this situation over years, hoping finally one day a broker would come knocking on our universe's doorstep to take another one of our children. And we hoped we would have the right one ready for them. Now, we did have some complications. They were extremely hard to keep under control, keep from getting out of hand. This one in particular started to rebel, ran away, came back with it. Everything's fine now, though. Obviously, you found your new body.
Why would he run away?
When he found out he was grown in a vat the first time, he didn't take it well. But with his help, I was reclaimed.
Are you saying there's others here, like Billy?
Lots. Just in case. We had a man on the inside, a broker, a doctor. These brokers, they reach out for mammon, looking for a suitable ego. In the unusual circumstances where a body is so damaged, torn apart, that they can't use the host body, a surrogate is found. Your friend Rachel was a surrogate.
So she was never... The body she was in was never hers?
Most likely no. They have their facilities, they take a person from someone else, usually some child in another country that's up for adoption, and they transfer the ego of who they lost into the body.
That picture. The picture we saw that had the different names. There was a picture that we saw that looked different, but was saying it was Rachel and her brother.
Her name was Angela.
Most likely the originals died. A deal was made.
Car accident.
But that's...
The bodies were broken. Those bodies couldn't house an ego. Your situation was the perfect situation, Billy Baker. Your situation, the body was intact. Your host body in the Prime Universe fell into a coma.
Well, this situation...
The parents for years tried to decide whether or not to take Synchroneity's offer. And when they did, we were ready. We had a man on the inside, ready to put that ego in that body to start bringing the Prime Universe down. Little did we know, though, the universe had an answer for us already, and you.
So are you the good guys or the bad guys in all of this?
Serendipitous. We don't appreciate living in a world that can be taken, looked down upon by the source. How is that fair in this hypothetical that I gave you, where one day, here, the next, gone, new memories, new body, new past, new life, where the rest of us in the multiverse are left with a husk? Hate to break it to you, broker, but you've been traveling
Yeah.
to existence where you find other situations of yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything in the universe comes at a cost. There is no just exchange for nothing. When you leave those bodies, they die.
What?
So every time we left,
You left 4 dead versions of yourselves in those universes.
In our universe, our reality, we're dead.
Yes, technically, most likely, yes.
So were you planning on using Billy's body to get to the Prime Universe?
No, not Billy's body. His ego. His brain. What makes you you is very similar across the multiverse. There are many Marcus Bennett's. Many. And there are many, yes, Mickey Jones. And many Sky Hawkins. If something was to happen to you. See, this is the scam. The fact that they think they can do this and get away with it. That they can just say, with enough money, with enough payment, with whatever it is you want to deal in, there's a solution. So we'll just rip it from another world, throw it into your body, and let those people go on living as if nothing ever happened. That everything is fixed. Everything is fine now.
I think they deal in pounds of flesh.
Yes.
Well,
Mammon, that is.
Well, we have a situation because a full debt hasn't been paid. With Sky's naming on this contract, her pounds of flesh is next, and it sounds like we can't hide from these zippers. How do we save her?
I guess I'm taking over Rachel's contract. The Rachel from our world.
You're a co-signer.
Yeah.
But she didn't sign.
Sucks to be you.
What does that mean?
It's binding, whether you like it or not.
How do I pay this debt?
In pounds of flesh.
What does that mean, though? I don't get it.
The universe. Nothing is free. Nothing. Whatever transferred, and this is what makes you unique. Again, when you travel, it's not free. There's a cost. It's the cost of you. That's an exact dealing. It's an exact moment. You leave, there's the transfer. Now, some of these places you deal in, they make a business out of it. Mammon, for instance. I never liked them. Real dicks, honestly. They like to take their unique opportunity in this multiverse to capitalize on it. Capitalize with Prime and Synchroneity, a very hungry group of people who will do anything to remain in power in the Prime universe, including immortality.
So when we leave, it's a one-for-one transfer, but with these deals, there's interest.
There's interest because that's the way they set it up with the universe. Your body's growing, getting larger, gaining. You're taking up more space. They collect this interest to keep the business running, of course. You fail to pay, the interest continues to grow, gets passed on to the next person, to the next person, the next person. Nothing is ever free.
Back in Prime, are our bodies just there?
They've probably been collected by now.
Collected by who?
How would I know? I've never set foot on Prime. Can't, really. A broker would have to come for me.
Can we go back?
And honestly, that's never going to happen because I'm three brains at least long gone by now in this body.
Can we go back?
Yeah, is it possible to go back to Prime?
Yeah, probably.
That's how we pay.
These bodies will die.
Sky has a body there.
And?
We can pay with that body.
With what body?
There's a body in Prime of Sky.
No, Billy, if we go back, then we become that original body, right? Will there be two Skys, one dead, one alive?
If she goes back to that body.
Oh.
So
she goes back to a dead body.
You will reawake in your dead body, most likely. If you are, in fact, a broker, and that is what, in fact, you are doing.
What do you mean,
it appears to be that. This is a new phenomenon for me. I have never crossed into this territory, and I would love to keep you around and study you for a little while, if you don't mind.
I'd rather not.
Fair enough.
Did I used to live here?
Yes. You made a life here.
So was there a different Billy before the accident?
Oh, you mean in that world, whatever left him in a coma?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That one died. Yeah, it did. This is the consciousness of our Billy and the body from there.
So,
the Billy we grew with special abilities, sending it over to Prime, hoping it could start to bring down the establishment from within, tear apart their fragile little network.
So, I had a family here and a life here, and you just sent me to some other universe and put me in someone else's body and wiped all of that.
Billy, it doesn't sound like you had much of a life if you were born
You were
fat.
Well, yeah. Technically, this body is your sister. Technically.
My ego's sister.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever helps.
This is so confusing.
Did I have parents?
You did, but they weren't your real parents. They raised you.
Did
You
they
had
love me?
accepted by the end that you didn't think that they actually cared for you and you were running away.
Did I have siblings?
Yeah, they weren't your real siblings either. We hired people to kind of keep over you and watch you.
If they were related to me, did I have relationships with people? Did people care about me? Did I care about them?
Yeah. That is why we want revenge. On Prime, this is what they do.
You did the same thing that they did.
No, I did not. They were going to take you. They were going to take you. We gave you a life here. When we got word that they were going to take you, we made sure you could fight back.
So what are you going to do if you get to Prime? You're gonna just
I can't go to
destroy
Prime.
But
Could I not just bring you with us?
Oh, no. No, my ego is not intact. And at that moment, the door behind opens as Agent Bucket walks in. Hi, everyone. I am not myself.
What happened to you?
I am not myself. I am not FBI Agent Bucket. I am a security guard for Synchroneity Tech. There are vats of people. Yes, come on in, Bucket. Have a seat. This also fascinating. The odds of this are astronomically unlikely.
look, I'm glad that you find this all fascinating, but we're talking about a possible dead person here from a company that you apparently do not like. So we wish there was some way that we could figure out some way of stopping this.
We could help you.
With my debt?
Of course. I want Prime gone as bad as anyone.
Rachel said it was important. She said it's a cycle, and it's been going on for she doesn't even know how long. I'm the only one that can stop it, and if you could help me, I would do anything.
I'm sure we could come to some sort of agreement.
What would it take?
As long as you were sowing the seeds of their destruction, I will call it a fair trade.
What happens to everyone else on Prime? Our friends and our families?
Their universe is the main universe. I could care they're fine. They're fine. I want the people in charge to pay for their arrogance.
How do we take them down?
We were playing the long game. Time. Billy Baker. The diviner.
I'm not going to do anything you want me to.
You don't have to. You'll protect yourself. You are in a shit world,
Well, then I'll stay here.
Billy Baker. You think this one's better?
I don't know. But I don't want to do your bidding.
Billy, whatever world we go to, Sky's still in danger.
Do you even realize what you're capable of?
I don't care.
What you can do?
I can sense danger. Big deal.
You're a fabricator. A builder. Billy, you're a diviner.
You can say that as much as
You
you want.
are a
I don't know what
creator.
that word means.
Could he create people? Could he...
No. It's not a transfer of energy. There is an infinite number of universes, an infinite number of variables. Billy can see them, whether he realizes it or not. He can use them to his advantage. He can call upon them to show him the way, to show him the truth, and to break through any illusion they may try to force upon you. Anything they don't want you to see, you can see. Billy, you can see through it, and you can make them see what you want them to see.
So are you telling us that the way we've been living, the stuff we've been seeing, some of it might not be real? That it might be created by Synchroneity or someone else, and that Billy can be the one to see through that?
Most likely a byproduct of the dark energy that binds us all.
So KOllOK may not be exactly what we think it is.
How do we know this is what we think it is?
The one thing that you can bet more than anything is that your reality is a lie. It's a manufactured one that threatens all the other realities. We aim to change that. I don't necessarily blame your reality, though, because we all love a good story, right? And you all are infatuated with the lie, which is why there is no discernible difference between what you call truth and what others might call fiction. Your history is a collection of half-truths, manufactured to establish a foundation that renders your reality. Nothing you've been taught, nothing you've been told, is the full truth. It couldn't be. There's too much at stake for them. They need you to love the lie, to be happy, to be content. Convince you that you can always aspire to be more, that you have goals you can reach, a pole that you can climb. The American way. It's an illusion. It's a lie. The dig, the dig, the dig. The more you dig, the more you uncover. And it will start to break apart. That's why we sent Billy.
What was he
He can
supposed to
shatter their reality. He can see past the lie and give them a lie of their own.
Wow.
Whatever it is they don't want you to see, Billy, you can see it. They can't keep it from you.
This is all much bigger than Rachel.
Billy, when we were in the woods, I'm assuming all of us saw someone that we knew or that we loved. Did you see anyone?
I made a deal when we were in the woods.
With the cats?
No, with the thing in my head.
Oh.
I should have told you, Mickey. It was a deal to unlock my true potential. And then I was able to go into Jaina's mind and pull her out.
So what's the thing in his head? What is the thing that we can talk to?
It's Billy's way of probably coming to terms with his own power.
But I talk to it.
Interesting. Well, I've never acted like I know everything. I have a lot to learn. The secrets of this strange universe. Despite my time in the grotto, opening doors in those tunnels, I don't feel like I know anything.
Well, you know that we need your help. You said that you could help us with Sky, so...
Yes, of course.
What do we have to do?
I think... I could try. I'm not happy about this. Listen, you're telling me I was grown in a vat, and you gave me a family, and you gave me all of these emotions and thoughts growing up, and then you put me in someone else's body for your own selfish agenda. I don't want to live that life. I want to live my own life.
Do we even know what that is anymore?
No. I have no idea. What am I supposed to do? Am I just your agent?
You can be whoever you want to be, Billy.
What do you need us to do to stop the zippers?
Guys,
There is no way to stop this.
grab hold of me. Just put an arm on me or something. I'm gonna try something.
Okay.
Alright.
Do I have any tokens?
Billy Baker has 5 tokens available.
That's enough to use my power, yes. The new power.
5 is exactly how many you needed.
So I'm gonna try to use this sort of reality ability for myself and everyone else to remember Rachel.
You grab everyone. Billy Baker puts his hands around everyone. On the opposing side, the traveler grins in her body,
Don't make that face.
watching
Stop.
as you all feel this wave wash over you as Billy touches you. As Billy Baker is able to push past whatever deal was made, whatever shovel struck ground, that deal is broken. As he floods your mind with the memories of Rachel, as they begin flowing in a flash, again, as you find yourself overwhelmed with emotion, as he lets go, and you all kind of instinctively, in your weak, tired bodies, fall to the ground.
I remember. And she's gone. She's really gone. We can't save her.
A memory plays back in Sky Hawkins' mind of merely a few weeks ago, of Rachel Jewell in her bedroom working on homework together.
The last time I saw her, she wanted to be with me, and I pushed her away. Didn't say I was ready, and now she's gone.
I couldn't save her.
And that memory, you remember something that felt inconsequential at the time, something that didn't make much sense. You thought she was being strange. It's clear to you now she knew something was coming, that all of this was headed your way.
Rachel knew. Rachel knew.
You hear her voice in your head. Hey, Sky, if anything happened to me, you would help, right? Like we're friends forever, right?
Yeah, of course.
I really, really, really wish I was as strong as you. But I don't think I am. I've been through a lot lately, and I really look up to you. I feel like I'm comforted knowing if anything happened to me, you'd know what to do. And this memory, Sky Hawkins very clearly brushes this off as your friend being quite strange, maybe battling a bit of anxiety. Something that the next day you forget it even happened, but now those words ring through. It has become clear to our passengers that though they may never be able to bring Rachel back to life, the memory can live on through each of them.
Gonna fix this. I'm gonna pay this debt. I'm gonna do it for Rachel. I'm gonna do whatever it takes.
I think it's time we went back.
As Mickey says this, she kind of puts her hand out forward. Bucket instinctfully lunges. over the traveler, moving directly towards Mickey to place a hand on hers. Billy Baker joins in. Marcus joins in. Roll your... Well, actually, there's no need to roll. At this point, there's only one place we can go.
I place my hand there too.
We go back to 1.
And then I take my hands off.
March 8th, 12 p.m., 1991. Mickey Jones. You will open your eyes to a yellow tile ceiling. You feel cold against your back, all the way down to your heels. Your eyes trace down your body, revealing it to be bare, covered only by a piece of paper held to your toe by a rubber band with your name. As you are about to breathe in, you hear the faint sound of music in the room as your eyes tilt over. You see a middle-aged woman with headphones bobbing her head up and down as she grabs a brush and starts to dust it on a makeup pad and turns to your body, where she stops, her eyes met with yours. The brush falls from her hands. Marcus Bennett and Billy Baker hear the screaming in the room as their eyes awake. As you jump up, you realize your bodies are completely naked from head to toe, and you are covered in an intense amount of makeup, and a smell of chemicals emits from the air. As you sit up, this woman stands screaming in all directions, grabs a scalpel from her desk, and starts to wave it.
We're alive?
Can I get my clothes?
Would you like to? Roll for brains, difficulty of 5.
5.
You see a pile of clothes in the corner as you quickly run over, grab, and throw the sheet over you, as this woman is now just...
Whoa. Relax.
This is
Calm
all
down.
a misunderstanding.
Yes.
You hear... As you see to the side of the room, one of the metal closed cooler doors is banging.
I go to open it.
As you run over to open this, Mickey Jones, you reveal none other than Agent Perry Bucket inside.
Wait, where's Sky? She took her hand off.
You see in the corner of the room her body,
Sky?
lifeless and still.
You found yourself back at the start.